Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of West Michigan Safety. I'm one of your hosts, Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Kelley. Today we have an update on a school built to protect their students from any active shooters.
Along with that, an incredible story on gun control and the views on it in West Michigan.
And stay tuned until the very end of the show, as our very own school resource officer will give you a breakdown of his roles here at Rockford High School. All this and more on West Michigan Safety.
Through the past years, gun control has become such a widespread issue, not only in West Michigan, but across our whole entire country. With the problems involved growing each and every day, it would seem as if there was a clear-cut solution, but so far no one seems to agree on what that solution is.
Well, with so many different opinions on such a controversial topic, it's hard to find common ground. All we can do here at West Michigan Safety is educate the facts.
And those facts will play such a big factor in if and when those regulations ever do get changed.
Absolutely. Which is why our team got as many facts and opinions from around the area.
Currently, gun control is one of the most pressing topics in politics. Many people are very passionate about their pro or anti-gun viewpoints, and the recent rise in mass shootings has shed some light on the topic. Courtney Mathis, a senior at Rockford High School, has her own political ideas on this heavy topic.
I think gun control is very necessary in the U.S. We have a very big problem with shootings here, not just mass shootings, but shootings in general.
3 out of 10 Americans own a gun, making gun control a very widespread topic around the U.S.
I understand that there is a need for self-protection in homes. That's one reason a lot of people want guns, also for hunting. I don't think there's any need for military-grade weapons. I also think universal background checks are really important.
The SRO of Rockford Public Schools, Deputy Brunner, states the facts of gun violence in America.
I don't go straight to we need to ban guns in America. If we ban guns, violence is just going to be carried out in a different way. There needs to be a multifaceted approach. Mental health is a huge part of that. There's a lot that goes into it. The FBI just released what's called their Uniform Crime Report. There's only 297 people out of a much larger 10,000 people that are killed from a rifle. Further down on the FBI list, there are 1,500 people that are murdered from a knife or another cutting instrument, it says.
There's a lot to talk about concerning gun control, but here are their final thoughts.
This issue is much deeper than just removing the Second Amendment.
We don't want to take your guns away from you. We just want to make sure that everyone around you is safe.
This is Isaac Gould from Beyond the Rock, signing off.
So many great views we have in our area, and we only hope to educate everyone even more on such an important topic.
We certainly both learned a lot the first time we saw that story.
And absolutely, we couldn't be more thankful for the team that put that together. Coming up next, take a look at Fruitport High School and their new design against shooters.
And stay tuned later in the show to get to know Sergeant Eric Brunner a little better, all after this.
Dear Diary, I started talking to the cute boy in my math class. He told me he liked my smile. He told me he loved me for the first time today. I said it back. He's adorable. He gets so jealous when other guys try and hit on me. We got into a fight today. He pushed me into a table. Today he told me that he'd kill himself if I ever left him. The bruises are getting harder to cover up. I need help.
You know, Carly, a big reason gun control is such a well-talked about topic right now is because of the recent increase in mass shootings. Obviously, each and every one is tragic, but when it comes to the ones occurring in schools across America, those seem to be the most devastating.
You couldn't be more right. It's such a hard topic to talk about, but one that certainly needs to be addressed. And addressing it is exactly what Fruitport High School decided to do.
And this may be the first stepping stone to so many, if not all, schools across America becoming as anti-shooter as possible.
Another one of our teams took a trip to Fruitport to see what anti-shooter really means within a high school.
In an age of active shooter situations, schools should be a safe environment for the attending staff and students. Recently, a school in Michigan has taken the safety of its students to the next level. BTR got to speak with Fruitport High School Superintendent Bob Jamoniak about how the design for the high school came to be.
When we were with the architect and during the design phase, we were looking at schematics, and there had just been an active shooter somewhere. And so it was on our mind, and somebody said, you know, the curve of those learning corridors makes it so that the line of sight of an active shooter is reduced.
Other design elements that add to the safety of the building include electronically controlled locks, bulletproof glass, and concrete wing walls. Our very own school district has also gone through adaptive changes within recent years. Rockford Superintendent Dr. Scheibler and Head of Security Mr. Beckman have played a large role in making Rockford Public Schools safer and preventing against these types of situations.
In 2014, we had a bond issue and we built these vestibules. Every building in the district, you have to walk through that vestibule to get into the office. You cannot go directly to the hallway during the academic day.
Within the district, all first-floor windows on every building have that shatterproof glass, effectively protecting the students inside.
In addition, we today have our current security department headed by Scott Beckman.
Each year what we try and do is implement programs and add layers to our security to help make it even more secure each year.
OK to Say is one of those programs. Implemented in 2015, it has provided a safe and secure outlet for students to report any threats or suspicious behavior that happen within or around the school.
What we also have is a school resource officer in the district now. That's Deputy Brunner.
My first priority over everything else is maintaining a safe and secure school environment. There was stuff that happened recently, there's stuff that's happened last year. We have to vet out whether this threat is valid or not.
The reality that our students might not be safe while learning has forced schools around the country to adapt and place a higher priority on school safety. Although the steps taken might be seen as dramatic for some, officials within school districts would much rather be better safe than sorry. This has been Allie Kinstall signing off with Beyond the Rock School News.
I think it's safe to say Fruitport did an incredible job in leading by example in West Michigan.
And hopefully others will follow their path soon.
Joining us after the break, School Resource Officer Sergeant Brunner will discuss the importance of making people feel safe while also having a good time. Stay tuned.
He gets yelled at every day.
Is that kid getting beat up again?
I wonder what's in that bag.
I can't take it anymore.
Welcome back to West Michigan Safety, everyone. With us today is Sergeant Brunner, who I spent the day with last week, and let's just say that did not go as I expected.
Brunner.
Huh?
This is Deputy Brunner.
Whew, I'm starting to breathe heavy going down these stairs. Future of America right here, people. It's a little
To
high.
call him a character might be an understatement.
We need to move this.
No, I'm good. It's all in my head.
Oh, okay.
A lot of things are. My responsibilities at the school day-to-day, mostly a lot of mentoring and counseling.
But that's not stopping him from having a little bit of fun.
They must not know the rest.
Or maybe a lot. Next, we got a tour of his patrol car.
All right, Ben, getting back. You in front. Marley, lean back a little, Ben. To your other side. That's where we put criminals in the back seat there. I don't do or write a lot of police reports. More so just building relationships with staff, students, working on problems that are short-term, long-term issues, where versus being on the road, you're always listening to the radio to go at a moment's notice to a crash, a fight. This past year's been a great time here at Rockford Schools, and I look forward to this year being another great year, getting to know more students and working with you guys.
We're glad to have you here too, Deputy Brunner. This has been Ben Bosscher, signing off with Beyond the Rock.
I'm gonna get so fired.
Well, after spending the day with you, it's clear to see that you want everyone here to have a good time along with being safe.
That's true. School safety in general, two big components to that is the safety security presence of having a police officer in a district, but also hand in hand with that is building the relationships. as you build relationships with students and staff, that helps to learn more about that student population of what are some concerns and problems and issues, what's going on in that student body, how can we help, how can we bring resources for things that are happening to our students outside of school and inside of school, and they always overlap and they affect each other. It helps so much as you develop relationship with students and staff, makes it much easier throughout your day.
So obviously there's a lot that goes into the job. What would you say your favorite part of it is?
My favorite part by far is developing that relational side of it, because that pays huge dividends that you can never see on a spreadsheet or some statistical sheet. Developing relationships, as you get to know people, they will stop by later and they will tell you information about things that are going on, or they will come and stop and talk to you about things going on in their life, inside or outside of school, and to be able to step into that situation in that person's life and walk with them a little bit through that, to connect them with resources is very rewarding. We're here to help counsel, mentor in that direction, or point you to a counselor or a mentor within the school, but we also have those resources as law enforcement to come alongside and help as well. So we try to bridge that gap between what's going on outside of school and inside, and a lot of that's through developing relationships.
That's really awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on our show, Sergeant Brunner.
You bet.
Really appreciate it. And to all our viewers, thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of West Michigan Safety. I'm Ben Bosscher.
And I'm Carly Kelley, signing off.
Doors makes it so that the line of sight of an active shooter is reduced.
But that's not stopping him from having a little bit of fun.
They must not know the rest.
I think there's any need for military-grade weapons. I also think universal background checks.